What are those?
The Agent One's private collection.
So they're forbidden.
No knowledge in Kamatage is forbidden, only certain practices. Those books are far too advanced for anyone other than the Sorcerer Supreme.
So let's talk about how the ending of WandaVision didn't really set up Doctor Strange 2, or did it? Well, it kind of did. So we found out in a recent interview with Benedict Cumberbatch on Jake's Talks YouTube channel that Doctor Strange was never going to appear in the WandaVision finale because he was just, as he put it, he was too busy. So take these, you know, super duper Twitter scoopers with a pinch of salt because they've been wrong an awful lot recently, which is interesting. So what is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Doctor Strange 2 and how WandaVision kind of ties into it. So if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu if you want to see what the face behind the voice looks like, and also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. So WandaVision kind of ties in to Doctor Strange 2, but not as big as what you would think because we go from WandaVision to Spider-Man 3 to Doctor Strange 2. So yeah, there's going to have to be some conjuncture stuff in between this. So there is a plot leak for Doctor Strange 2, which is very interesting. So at the end of WandaVision, we see that Scarlet Witch turns into the Scarlet Witch, and Agatha Harkness says, "You don't know what you've done," and then she's like, "You don't know what you've unleashed, you're gonna need my help." So Agatha could come back, but the actress said she's got no idea if she is. What's interesting is they have been shooting Doctor Strange 2 for such a long time, and super duper YouTubers and stuff like that, people seem to think that leaks and stuff are going to appear when they've been shooting over 2 months, and no leaks have come out about this show at all. In fact, we haven't even seen any pictures of them going in and out of the London studios. So let's talk about it. So at the end of WandaVision, we see Wanda Maximoff with the Dark Hold, and she's reading it, the Book of Evil, Chaos Magic, and then we hear her potential kids screaming for help. Now, is this the kind of the kids are the shards of Mephisto storyline? We don't know. But one thing for sure is I don't trust anything that this director for WandaVision is saying, because he's trying to make out loads of crazy stuff was supposed to happen, but it didn't due to a pandemic. Yet they've been shooting The Batman, Doctor Strange 2, Thor Love and Thunder, multiple other TV shows during a pandemic. So I'd take whatever he says as gospel. So let's go over potential plot leak because we haven't done that for a long time. So this was posted a while ago, but the validity of it is also take it with a pinch of salt kind of thing. So the second post-credit scene for WandaVision is a prelude to a Strange of Doctor Strange Multiverse of the Madness and takes place in Sokovia. Yeah, it does. And Wanda Maximoff, aka Scarlet Witch, in the scene proves that she's already more powerful than Strange because Strange can't do that. So she's outside sipping on coffee whilst also reading Dark Hold simultaneously, which is pretty damn cool. It would have been cooler if Mephisto or Nightmare appeared. As you understand on this channel, we said that Nightmare was going to be villain for Doctor Strange 2 over a year ago now. So the first bit of potential plot leak could be real because it doesn't say anything that we didn't already know. So the second bit says Mordo will pretend to be Wanda's friend in order to have her as an ally, which is interesting as she is pretty much the strongest witch mutant. They haven't really explained it concurrently to a point where you can say, bam, she's definitely a witch, or bam, she's definitely a mutant. So yeah, we do know that Mordo will be in this. Wanda will use the Dark Hold to resolve some other personal issues. So I'm presuming she will use said book to get said children if they're alive, but they've got to be because we heard them screaming. So far, this would actually make a lot of sense, and a lot of people seem to think Wanda's going to be the villain of Doctor Strange 2, but I seem to think she's going to team up with Doctor Strange. Agatha will return as Wanda's counselor, which kind of makes sense because in the comics she was kind of her mentor. We will see a team up of the interdimensional villain in a perfect CGI sequence never seen before in the MCU. Now these lines are ridiculous. It's like Tom Holland recently coming out saying, "We're doing things on Spider-Man 3 that we've never done before." Yeah, yes son, because it's a sequel, of course you are. So I really hope we get to see the Dark Dimension and we get to see my boy Dormammu because the time stone's not in play anymore. But the stones aren't actually gone. Now, there's a misconception here. If you go back to what Thanos, or Thanos as you Americans say, what was said was he turned the stones into little atoms. Didn't say they were destroyed, just said they were atoms. So we know that Strange is still going to be studying the time stone and time and reality itself. There won't just be one villain, okay? It's the multiverse of madness, so that makes sense. Doctor Strange and Wanda will have to fight with threats from several universes which have collapsed. Now, interesting, because obviously multiverse, people just assume the multiverse is going to be ripped open, but if the Spider-Man 3 leaks are real, wouldn't the multiverse rip open in Spider-Man 3 before this? Yeah, it's kind of confusing, but in a non-binary way, because it's like Spider-Man Far From Home was set 8 months after Endgame. WandaVision was set 3 weeks after Endgame. Where is Doctor Strange 2 going to come in the timeline? I'm presuming because Doctor Strange is in Spider-Man 3, Doctor Strange 2 is going to have to be set after Spider-Man 3. The person responsible for the villain plot is Mordo, who would trick Wanda into invoking up Nightmare, but ends up bringing chaos into the multiverse by unleashing interdimensional entities, which doesn't make a lot of sense, and we've already seen the likes of Dormammu, so we already know there are other interdimensional entities out there. I mean, so far there's nothing actually convoluted or far-fetched in this plot leak to make me think that it's not real. One of the plots of the movie is about the villains wanting to destroy ScarletWitch because she is one of the most powerful beings in existence. To be fair, guys, I honestly think this could be true, like a lot of this. I know the actor for Agatha Harkness, she said that she doesn't know if she's returning, but obviously NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, and if actors are in the movie, they're not allowed to say they're in the movie until it's officially confirmed and verified and stuff like that. And like we said, no plot leaks have got out for Doctor Strange 2, so she could be in it, but no one's seen her go in and out, but there's been no plot leaks whatsoever. Yet Spider-Man 3, WandaVision, there's leaks all the time, which is interesting. So it's going to be very interesting to find out what is going on. Now, it is interesting that Mephisto and Nightmare could appear in this movie, Doctor Strange 2. Although I honestly think Nightmare would be better placed in this movie. Now, Kevin Feige did recently say that the Disney shows are kind of irrelevant in the MCU because he says there's going to be nothing huge happening in them realistically, because he said you can go in and watch Doctor Strange 2 and Spider-Man 3 without even touching WandaVision at all, which is kind of, it's a bit disheartening because it's like, what's the point of having these, $200 million budget shows like WandaVision had then? Realistically, just having a little post-credit scene with Wanda reading the Darkhold book and then her kids going, Mom, help me, help me, help me, help me, or some variants of that. So it is pretty interesting. Like I said, guys, I'm going to be covering more of the Marvel Cinematic Universe because we did cover a lot of Endgame, a lot of Infinity War stuff and other stuff. We just didn't get around to doing WandaVision. So going forward, we will be covering much more Marvel content. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu if you want to see what the face behind the voice looks like. Also, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. We've got a small following over there. I'm going to pin a comment in the comment section so you guys can follow me on Twitter because we do firecracker tweets, and you see the nightmare over there, Warstu, aka me. So I will catch you in another video very soon, guys. Catch you later.